Today we're sending a bunch of cards to PSA, and yes, there is some freaking fire in the submission, but now that I've graded thousands and thousands of cards with PSA, I feel like I know the best tips and the best advice that I can share with y'all to get 10s consistently. Not only that, but I'm gonna try to give y'all a very simple tutorial on how to grade, because I know it can be like overwhelming. But before I show y'all all the cards that we are sending, which is over like 100 cards, and it's an absolutely insane submission, and give y'all the tips and stuff, let's jump into a giveaway. Day 3 of Vertmas is here. Y'all like my little Uzi shirt, man? Shout out High Hands. Freaking love you, gang. I'm also gonna try to put a comment on screen if I can remember at the beginning of each video. Just a nice comment. Just read this person's like 5 minutes ago. He got a green in his package and was still like really nice about it. It's time to pick a pack from the tree for our day 3 giveaway, and the winner of our day 3 giveaway is this person right here. I don't know who it is yet because I have to wait for like videos to release and then do the comment picker, so I have to edit this name in, but y'all can see who won on the screen. We're gonna go low again with this pack. This could be a vintage pack, over $150 if we get the gold in here. Even if we don't get the gold, we could get a blue. It could be like a $50 pack or something. Good luck to you. If we get a hit, we're gonna open the pack. Oh, freaking god damn it, bro. I mean, I guess the bright thing is that like there was only 17 greens to start with, so after this one we're already down to 14 greens on the tree, so odds are going up a lot to get better stuff. And the pack is okay, not too bad. We'll take it. We'll take Fusion Strike. All right, so if we get a hit, I'll ship it out to you. If y'all want to join the giveaway for tomorrow's tree opening, like this video, comment your favorite set from the Sword and Shield era only. God damn it, we got a shitty code card. I'm so sorry. And be subscribed to the channel with the bell turned on. Ninetales, not freaking shit. Hopefully I can pull y'all something tomorrow. And today we're sending all, oh my god, I almost dropped them. We're sending all of these out to PSA. All right, real quickly, y'all, I'm gonna be behind the camera, but I wanna kind of go through and just do a quick show and tell of all the cards. And actually, to start off, just to show you how it's packaged and how you should package your cards, is I put every single card into a penny sleeve like this one, and then in a card saver one. I get this question all the time, and people are like, do you need to use a card saver one, or can you use a top loader? You can use either or. The one reason that you want to use a card saver one over anything else is because your cards don't move in there like during shipment. So if it's in a top loader, then the card can bounce around a lot more. So card saver one is gonna be your best bet, but they will grade it in other stuff. All right, now this is the fun stuff, y'all. Y'all are gonna like this one. I'm working on a video that I'm gonna do in the future. It's going to be a Charizard only submission. So these are the cards I will be sending out. We've got some absolute freaking banger Charizards in this submission, tons and tons of Charizards. We'll talk about the pricing and stuff in a second when we sit down at the computer of how much it is per card and everything like that, how long it's going to take. But it is also easier if you combine your cards. We'll talk about that when we get to the computer. Just makes it easier to input them. Another thing to note is Japanese grades a lot easier for 10s. I'm more of an English collector myself, but if you just solely want PSA 10s, Japanese are going to be your best bet. The quality, the print quality is just a lot better. But my goodness, man, look at some of these Charizards, y'all. Hit that subscribe button, y'all, because once we get these Charizard back, that reveal video is going to be one of the most insane reveal videos we've probably ever done on the channel. Some 151. There's just so many new Charizard cards released lately. I was like, we have to do a freaking submission. I really want one of these in a 10 for myself. Almost all of these slabs are for the mystery slabs and the mystery boxes on shinyvert.com. But every once in a while, I like to keep a 10 for myself. And I'm hoping from this whole submission, I just want one of these as a 10. So we got a few of those going off. Charizard and Breaks and GX, some trainer galleries, a bunch of these guys right here. I think this is a really beautiful full art. It's actually pretty cheap right now. These 151s as well. These are also really pretty. This stack right here is our next one going off. Y'all can probably already tell what this submission is going to be, but I recently did a video where I unboxed the most expensive Pokemon product that Pokemon has ever released. You get all these cards in them. I'm not grading every single card from that box, but I think I did pick out over half the cards in the box. The foil on these cards is just stunning. I absolutely freaking love it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and send a bunch of them out. And again, that pro tip, y'all, Japanese grades a lot easier for 10s. So if we compare this pile to the English Charizards that we just went through, this is gonna have a lot more 10s. This is the next submission. I'm not actually sending this one out today, but I just wanted to quickly show y'all some of the cards in here. I'm building another submission for the future, and this is just gonna be some full art cards. So all of these are in this one, but honestly, there's not enough full art cards yet to send out the submission. So I'm gonna wait till I get some more in this pile. I have an alt-art skunk take I'm ready to send out. I'm gonna start building an alt-art submission. Hint, hint, I already have an alt-art submission at PSA right now, so that reveal is actually coming very soon. Last but definitely not least, I am also working on a Mewtwo only submission. This is the one I'm most excited for. Mewtwo's my favorite Pokemon. Got some absolutely banger freaking cards in here, but yeah, gotta find myself some more copies to get this one ready. All right, the very last thing I want to look at before we actually jump on the computer is some reasons that cards might not get 10s. I think one of the easiest ones to look for right off the bat is going to be the centering of the card. So PSA's website officially states that on the back, I believe it is 75-25. So the back on this one 100% fits that category of getting a 10 when you're only looking at centering. Front is actually a little bit more strict with PSA. I think it might be 60-40. If it's different, I'll put it on the screen. There is centering tools on Amazon. I've never really bought those because I think you can easily look at this card and tell that this left is decently heavier than the right. This card automatically probably not going to get a 10. So you are automatically looking at a 9. The next thing that PSA is definitely going to ding you for is like surface, like scratching or anything like that. It's actually pretty hard to tell with the naked eye on a card, especially like this with glitter everywhere. But if you flip to the back, you can easily see right up here, there's a little bit of scratching. That's probably honestly going to be enough right there for another point off this card. So this card is probably looking at an 8. There's also a little ding up here. That might just go into the surface hit with this one. So I feel like it's still looking at an 8. I would guess that if we sent this one off, it would be a PSA 8. So I'm not even going to send this. Let me do one more example with y'all. This Squirtle from 151. Scarlet and Violet era has been really, really rough on the print quality and having whitening issues around the cards now. So right off the bat, guys, this is a 9. And if you look at the card, the centering, I can go ahead and tell y'all right now, 100% certainty, the centering is a 10 on this. But we're already going to be sitting at a 9 just from this little white ding up here. That's one thing I've noticed that PSA is super, super strict with. If there is any whitening, like you might be able to get away with like, you see how it's not really whitening. It's almost just the card isn't cut completely clean. You might be able to get away with this little whitening over here, but when it's an actual ding like that in the top right corner, that's automatically gonna take that 10 away. If y'all look closely, there's these lines that go straight up through the card. These are gonna be print lines right here, and you will 100% get marked off for print lines. So I actually see 3 of these. The camera doesn't even pick it up very well. They're actually pretty easy to see in person. This card would honestly probably either get a PSA 8 or a PSA 7 just because of those like small like nicks and stuff. This one, I see no print errors. I see no print lines on it. The centering is good. Centering is usually really good with Japanese cards. No whitening on the edges. So I think this 100% will get the 10. I forgot to mention this. This is one more thing I wanted to show y'all. You can obviously see that this card is warped just from like kind of sitting there on the table, like the air condition or anything like that. Can do this to the card sometimes. As long as there's no crease or actual fold in the card, the bend will not hurt you on the score. That's another, I guess, secret sauce tip, that the bends don't hurt you. I would try to flatten them out because I've had cards come back in the case where you can actually like, you know, tilt the case and you can see that the card is still bent in there. And like, that's just a personal pet peeve I have. I don't like that. So like, you know, maybe just throw it in a sleeve and put a stack of books on there. Something like this actually won't take away from your score. All right, so first things first, y'all, you're gonna come to PSA's website. You can click on services and prices at the top. PSA does have a membership, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. I can't see it anymore because I do have that membership. I think the membership is $100 for a year. If you are grading at the cheapest level, without the membership, it would be $20. With the membership, you save $5 per card. So that means if you grade 20 cards within a year, you would break even. If you grade 21 cards or over in a year, then you need to get the membership because you will be saving money. So as y'all can see right here, I've actually already gone ahead and put in 2 submissions for the cards I just showed you. So the one marked with the number 1 is for the Scyther card, and I did that under the $40 per card service. Now we are starting our 3rd and final submission that will go in the same box with both of those orders. So you're just going to click submit at the top right. Then you're going to hit start. I know it looks like a lot. I remember the first time I ever looked at PSA's website, I was like, what the heck do I do? There's so many different options. It's really not, it's not that bad. Like right here, it's just trading cards, obviously, if you're doing trading cards. Grading is most likely the only one you're going to worry about on this screen. Once you click it, you get all these other options over here. I feel like this part confused me a lot in the beginning because I'm like, which one do I need to click? Again, 90% of the time, it's going to be this first one, no autograph authentication. You can just look at these yes and no's and it'll tell you exactly what you're going to be getting on the label. So that's where the differences come from. It's just what goes on the label. But we're going to do no autograph authentication because what this one is, they authenticate your card and they grade your card and that's it. So that's going to be like the standard option. We're sending a bunch of cards, so we're going to do the trading card game TCG bulk option, which is $15 a card. All right, you get to this screen and everybody's always like, what do I do? We'll do this card first, but it's kind of a bad example, so I'm going to show you all another card after that as well. You want to get the name of the Pokemon. The information that's always at the bottom of the card is going to help you a lot. So the set is helpful, or the set initials at the bottom, or the number on the bottom of the card is all stuff you can put into the box to make it auto-populate. So we're going to start with the name. It's going to be Venusaur, and the card number is 003, and then there's initials on this card of CLF. I don't even know what that stands for, but we're going to put it in CLF, and it came up immediately. This is another part that people get super confused on. Declared value total. Everybody just wants to put the declared value of the card raw. That is not correct. I will preface that also with, I don't think this part matters really that much at all. Your declared value total, I guess if the card gets lost and they have to pay you back, it's probably important. But look, if y'all go up here to this question mark, it'll specifically tell you that the declared value is your estimate of the value of the item after it has been assigned a grade. After it's been assigned a grade. Everybody always gets confused on that. So you want to put if you think this card is a 10, then you need to put the number in there of what you think this card is worth in a PSA 10. So everybody always undershoots themselves on the declared value total. Another secret pro tip. I just put in all these Charizard cards. There's a bunch in here that would be over $200 in a PSA 10. I'm just telling y'all from my personal experience, right? So like for this Charizard, I don't even know what this thing goes for right now in a PSA 10. I'm going to guess like $300 or $400, right? But if you're doing this really cheap option, it has to be $199 and under. Like for this Charizard, for example, I just put $199. I click save. I moved on. Technically, you're not supposed to do that. PSA has been known to overcharge people. So if this comes back at 10, sometimes they'll send you an email and say, hey, we have to charge you to the next service up, because, you know, you chose the $15 option when in reality you should have been choosing the $40 option. Secret pro tip is that I've been doing this for 2 years and I have never been overcharged once. Now, I'm not saying go send a $2,000 card on the bulk option. You're going to get overcharged. But, you know, at least from my experience, if it's 100 over, maybe 200 over, they're not going to care. All right, so we also had this Charizard earlier. This is from Champion's Path, and it's number 079 is at the bottom of it. It's Charizard V, then I would put Champion's Path, and then I put 079. Bang. So it's the second one. And sometimes for some reason it'll be like down here, like you kind of got to look and search for them sometimes, but it's just that easy. And then again with that Charizard that's probably over 199 declared value, I would put 199 in and call it a day. But since we are on the topic of getting 10s, technically PSA doesn't want to see you do that because they're going to be losing money, right? Because I'm grading so many, I don't think it would hurt me. Personal experience, the more you pay with PSA, I think they give you the 10, right? There's been 2 cards I've graded now that I'm very iffy if they deserve the 10, but I graded them on the more expensive level of service. I did the $40 for them and got a 10 on both of those cards. This is a total guess thing. I just personally think, you know, money talks. If this card was between a 9 or a 10 and I did bulk, they're going to give me the 9. if I did like a freaking $200 option for it, they'd give me the 10. That's how I feel about it. That's the secret sauce. All right, let me finish putting these in, and then I'll show y'all how to combine shipments. Now, and as you can see, just for the classic collection alone, it's $1,005. And also, PSA has this new thing called PSA Vault where they keep the cards for you. If you want the cards back, make sure you click on Ship Back to Me. On step 6, it's just going to show you your list of cards. You can double check that. I don't really double check it. And then it'll take you to your submission page. There's going to be 2 things you want to print out. There's going to be a submission ID label. I'll show y'all in a minute. I'm covering it because there's numbers all over the screen. So you want to print that small label. You also want to print your submission forms. You will need both of these for packaging. I've got all my submission forms right here. I've got a box for the cards. This is also what the Christmas God boxes come in. Shop those, shinyvert.com. Every box comes with a slab too. Only PSA. Y'all see the type of cards we send out, baby? All right, we also have the cards in order of the way they've been input into the system. That's very important as well. Now for this part, I've seen people do different things like rubber band their cards and everything before sticking them in. I personally just put them in there, and then I use packing paper to make sure that they can't move at all. All right, so now I got them like this, and they're not moving. Lastly, with your submission forms, there are gonna be a few things you need to fill out. Just set the little labels to the side for right now. The submission forms I can't really put on the screen because there's just numbers everywhere. But at the very top of the submission form, it's gonna say the total number of orders included in this package. For me, that's 3. For most people, it's probably gonna be 1. And then the total number of collectibles included in this package. And that's all the orders combined. So I had 107, god dang, I submitted 117 cards. How much was this? All right, and that's the only thing you need to fill in. And take your submission slips, and these go inside your box. Right on top, inside the package. And then the very last thing we have to do is print out a shipping label. Just gonna slap that puppy on there. If you don't have a label printer, you can do it with paper and just tape the paper to the outside of your package. Now you just take it to USPS or UPS, wherever you want. Drop your box off and get 10s. Make sure y'all drop a like, and we are uploading every single day of December, well, until Christmas. So hit the subscribe button, and I will see y'all in tomorrow's video. Peace.
I do what I want.